What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to episode 13 of CageTalk. And it is going to be another ranking video. I'm a little sick, so the next couple videos, since I'm filming them back to back, I might sound like I'm under the weather. But this ranking video for episode 13 will be about the CW show The Flash. They are getting ready to start the new season, and this season is the crisis season. We're going to be ranking every season from worst to best, including the new season, because everything that's out there that they put out there for like little spoilers and all that, like these set photos, I'm going to rank it off of that. And that's going to be for all the CW shows from now going forward. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get to the first season of The Flash that I do not like. And my least favorite season of The Flash is season number 3. Season number 3 is an okay season, but man, they dropped the ball on so many things. At the end of season 2, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen The Flash, it's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, go watch it. It's worth it. But watch Arrow too. Supergirl, maybe. Legends, maybe. But The Flash and Arrow are worth it. They introduced Flashpoint. They said they're going to do Flashpoint in season 3. Everybody was psyched. Everybody was ready. Wally West and Jesse Quick, who are big speedsters in the comics, they were introduced in season 2, and you knew they were going to get their superpowers in season 3 or 4. You had the Killer Frost. Her momentum was killed. Wasted Sidekicks was just awful in this season, aka Wally West. We had a new character played by the actor who played Draco Malfoy, Tom Felton. His name was Julian Albert. And yes, they made some Harry Potter references about this Philosopher's Stone? Sorcerer's Stone? Yeah. That was a little not Harry Potter. Invasion, the crossover, fell short. It was the first crossover that had Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, and Legends, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure I am, because I remember that being big, because Arrow's 100th episode was on this season. The inconsistency of time travel was awful this season. This entire season, it was all about Barry going back and saving his parents and going back to the night when his mom died and suffering the consequences because he screwed up the timeline. And we have back-to-back-to-back speech of villains. We had Reverse Flash, we had Zoom, and then we had Savitar. The Red Skies came and went. We found more about the crossover that's happening this year, the Crisis on Infinite Earths. We found out a little bit more about that. There was so much wasted potential in season 3. Wales, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, Wales dies because they tease that it's going to be Iris that dies, and that's why Barry turns evil. But you knew Iris was going to die. It was going to be Harrison Wells or HR or Harry, whatever Wells is playing. The Savitar reveal was okay, kind of a shocker. Not really. Going back and watching it, you can tell that when he says I am the future Flash, it is Barry from the future. And Barry Allen was a dick this season. The only good part of the season, one of my favorite parts, is the musical episode. And that's why season 3 is my least favorite episode. There's so much more reasons why, but season 3, this is where you are. Now on to the next season. So the next season on my list is season number 4 of The Flash. Season number 4 of The Flash is the first season that we didn't have a speedster as a villain. The main villain of this season was DeVoe, aka the Thinker. When I first saw that, I was like, how are they going to do that? And wow, they did a pretty good job. This season is also the season that Iris and Barry get married. Spoiler alert. And another spoiler alert, their daughter, Nora, comes back from the future to see Barry, because Barry dies, or died, or was supposed to die in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Those were some of the big highlights. And the Elongated Man, aka Ralph Dibny. God, he's so funny. But some of the worst moments that made this so high up in the season was the ending to season 3, when Barry had to go into the Speed Force. They wasted a perfect way to bring him back. I would not have let my superhero this show's based off of come back in that way. Wally West was also another awful part of the season. They wasted Wally West so much, and he had great potential when he first came on the show. And I'm upset that we're never going to see what could have been for Wally West, because the actor is amazing. He fits the part to a T, but what can you do? There's only so much they can do for 60 minutes for 48 minutes a week for 22, 23 episodes. And another thing that I liked is Machete was in this season. He played Gypsy's dad. Gypsy's a breacher, so he goes around collecting people from other Earths that try and escape to another Earth. Season 4 is not as bad as Season 3, but it's right up there. It has its moments. Thinker makes new metahumans. Barry and Iris get married. They fight Nazis. And Barry goes to prison. And then the ending is a pretty good cliffhanger. I'm not going to say what the cliffhanger is right now, because we're going to get to that in a few minutes. But, yeah. This is an okay season if you want to watch it. I would watch this season again if I'm binging through this amazing TV show. Now on to the next season. Sorry about the long pause, but the next season on my list is The Flash, season number 5. Since this season is still kind of new, it's the latest season that's happened as of this point of filming, I'm going to try not to spoil that much of the season in case you haven't seen it yet. Go watch this season. The other 2, 4, and 5, and 1, 2, and 3, go watch. And 6, which is going to come up pretty soon, starts in October. So catch up as soon as you can, because you do not want to miss what's coming. The Flash, season number 5. It had a lot of good big points. At the end of season 4, Barry knocked down the satellite. He should have died, apparently, which is what I got. Nora came back from the future to the past to save Barry from the crisis that's happening in 2025. But now it's happening in 2019 because the main villain, Cicada, or Cicadas, that's a little spoiler, didn't stay active. He got captured. He died. She died. They got erased from the timeline. So, another spoiler alert. I'm not going to say what. There's a puppet master, somebody playing the strings, telling Nora what to do. Go to the past, save your dad, do this, do that. That way that person doesn't get caught during the crisis, so he can wreak havoc. If you want to know who I'm talking about, you have to watch this season. This season is not as bad as season 4 and season 3. This is an okay season to watch. It's only closer to my favorite seasons because I have a soft spot for Jessica Parker Kennedy, and it picks up right after season 4. So if you don't want to watch season 4, watch the last couple minutes of season 4, and then watch season 5. And if you want to know what's going on season 4, just go watch the recap. Now on to the next season. So to be fair, I can have this season go any past number 3, and that is The Flash, season number 6. From what has been shown and leaked on the sets, this is looking like it's to be one of the best seasons yet. And the crossover, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, is right around the corner because it's happening this season. That's another reason why this season is so low in the best category. And the villain is Bloodworth. Don't know who that is. Sounds interesting. And it's not another speedster. There's supposed to be 2 different villains. Blood in the first half. In the second half, like after the crossover, the post-crisis, it's supposed to be somebody else. People are saying it's going to be Reverse Flash. People are saying it's going to be Hunter Zolomon Zoom again, or it's going to be another version of Savitar, etc., etc., etc. And Jessica Parker Kennedy is supposed to return, and after what happened to her last season, if you watched last season, how is she going to do that? That's one question that I'm dying to know. So, now on to the second best season in my mind. The second best season in my mind might cause a little controversy, but it is season number 1. The season that started it all. The Flash first appeared on Arrow season 2? Season 3? Yeah, season 2. And from that moment on, when you heard his name was Barry Allen, you knew there was a Flash show coming sooner or later. The villain in this season is the Reverse Flash, and you had Gorilla Grodd, who is in almost every season in the background. But the main villain is Reverse Flash. You had Caitlin Snow, aka Killer Frost, Cisco Ramon, aka The Vibe, Ronnie, aka one half of Firestorm in this season. This was a really good season for a first season. I wanted to know what happened at the end of season 1 when I first saw it. I was like, I can't wait until October. I need to know how they're gonna fix that and what consequences are gonna happen to them, because you can't do that and not have big consequences. Flash season 1 is up there in the best first season category, but season number 2, which is the only season left, introduced some new things and some new people, and that's why it is above season number 1. Season number 1 is a lot of people's favorites. It had the original Flash actor John Wesley Snipes coming back to play Barry Allen's father. And they got Grant Gustin, a guy from Glee. They gave him a chance and he's knocked it out of the park. He is Barry Allen. When you think of Barry Allen, you think of him. Now on to the best season. I'm not going to spoil it for you, because if you haven't seen The Flash, what are you doing? Like this video. Thank you for the like, and subscribe please, and go watch it. It's worth it. And now for the best season of The Flash in my mind, and that is season number 2. The Flash season 2, the main villain was Zoom. They took Zoom and they made him into a main villain, because I believe there were 2 different people, from what I was told originally. It was Dr. Hunter Zolomon and it was Zoom, because Professor Zoom was Eobard Thawne. That's just what he told me. I don't know if that's true. Probably not. That person is a reliable source. You had Jesse Quick come in. You had Wally West come in, aka Kid Flash. You had Harry Wells. Harrison Wells is a doppelganger. Harrison Wells is the guy that built the particle accelerator in season 1 that exploded and gave Barry Allen his powers, but it wasn't Harrison Wells. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It is Eber Thawne, because he's stuck in present when he's supposed to be from the future. Season number 2 knocks it out of the park every single time. It is one of the best seasons of a CW show that I've seen. I know I've said that before, but it is true. John Wesley Snipes reprised his role as Barry's dad and as somebody else. I'm not going to say who. And when him in this season, I was like, wow, perfect acting by Grant Gustin. Grant Gustin knocks it out of the park this season. And that's why this is one of my favorite seasons of The Flash. They hit you with emotional scenes. Everybody's on their A game when they're acting. And this is only season 2. And they get better and better and better as the episodes and seasons go on. Season number 2 is hard to beat. Can season 6, and if they do season 7 and 8, can they surpass season number 2? Because it is in my top 15 seasons of a CW show. It's my number 1 Flash season. Is it yours? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for joining me here. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.